Hello and happy Tuesday. I am here in the corner of my classroom to give you a little peek of where my wind tumblers went. The craft that we did yesterday, hopefully you have found a perfect place to hang yours. Today we are going to make something else to hang in your home, brighten the space a little bit. I have a craft that we are going to do with an empty spray bottle filled with a little bit of water. Some markers, and some white coffee filters. I also suggest having a container or a board or something that you can spray on top of. You can also do this in the sink, but for mobility I will be using a big Tupperware container on my table here. So let's get started. So I have my example here. This is how I did my first one, folded in half, rainbow design with markers, sprayed, unfolded, and it made this super awesome design. So I am going to just kind of guide you through coloring on a blank coffee filter. And just like I did that last one, and then we will see what it looks like when we start spraying. Red will go first in my rainbow. You can make your colors touch. It'll be more of a tie-dye look if they're touching when you spray your water on top of the color. So with this art project, there are no mistakes. Just make sure not to press so hard on the markers and the coffee filter, because these are pretty flimsy. If you press too hard with your marker, the ink will seep through, and then when you're pulling on it, it'll start to rip. So let's be kind of gentle with our coloring. Let's remember this is not a regular piece of paper we're coloring on here. Onto my green. I have some pretty creative friends in my classroom who are pretty good at making rainbows, so I'm excited to see your banners at home. Last two colors, indigo and violet. Now I have a pink in my jar, I might as well use it, right? I know a lot of friends at home that like pink in their rainbows. Alrighty, so I am going to show you my finished coloring product here. When I unfold it, sorry, this is the front. When you unfold it, you can see that your design spread to the bottom half as well. You'll see how that works for us when we start spraying. So let's start spraying. Okay, so I have my spray bottle filled with a little bit of water. I have my Tupperware container that will let me spray inside without getting water everywhere. I have my finished coffee filter rainbow. I'm going to keep it folded in half and start my spraying. I'm gonna lift this up so you can see exactly what the water is doing to the color. It is tie-dyeing it as we're spraying. It's melting the colors together to make that super awesome look. Okay, so I am going to do this with 5 more of my rainbow filters that I just did, and hopefully you will spray yours as well. We'll let those dry for a little bit, and then we'll move on to a different small art project in between while we're waiting for those to dry. So we're going to do a little something to keep ourselves busy while our filters are drying, and then afterwards I will show you how to properly hang those into a banner. But for now, while we're waiting, we are going to cut some straws into beads for bead lacing. Now this can get pretty crazy messy. I think it's hilarious. The kids think it's hilarious. Usually when I'm cutting them, they have a blast going to catch them as they're popping all over the place. I'm going to ask you to bear with me. This video is not going to be perfect because these things are going to start popping everywhere and it's just going to be a big old mess. So bear with me. I'm going to try to contain this in a Tupperware container. I'm going to do one at a time. Mine are bendy, so that's going to create a super awesome little bead for lacing later. I'm going to keep it stretched out. That'll probably help me cut it. I'm going to show you what I mean by bouncing all over the place. I'm holding my scissors the right way. Just kind of choosing different sizes to make. Grabbing my next color, and I'm just going to keep doing this with my straws until I have enough to lace onto a necklace or a bracelet for a friend. Okay, so I have my straws that I've cut into beads here in a container. I'm going to choose a pipe cleaner and just get started lacing. I'm going to create a loop here at the bottom to stop my straw from slipping off the bottom. And if you don't have pipe cleaners at home, you can use string. Anything that you can lace a bead onto will work just fine. I'm going to choose a pretty small one for the end so that I have some pipe cleaner left. I'm going to close this up and just create a circle to make a bracelet. And now you can give that to a friend the next time you see one. You can give it to mom and dad. You can save it for yourself. You can make a whole collection and just play dress up with them. But I'm hoping that this is an activity that you can just keep around and do all on your own whenever you get bored or have a chance. All right, now let's get back to our banners. Let's see if those are dry. I have my coffee filters here. They are all done drying. Now I'm going to show you and your parents how to properly attach them to a cord or a string in order to make a banner. Now I have these super nifty mini clothespins. That's what I hang all of my banners with onto a hemp cord. So I already know that that's a pretty easy method to figure out if you have some clothespins at home, so I'm going to show you a different method of hanging them. I am going to stretch out my cord here. Take my first banner, and if you want to fold it in half and hang them like that, it's going to be pretty easy. All you have to do is apply a layer of glue on the inside and close it over. I'm going to just show you a few methods of how I will be attaching this to my banner. I'm going to open it wide and just put a line of glue where the crease is. Stick my cord onto my crease where I just put my glue. Now I have a glue stick. I would suggest using a glue stick or tape. The glue bottle is probably going to be too much glue at once. I'm gonna fold it over just like that. I'm gonna make sure that my pieces are all sticking, or I'm gonna make sure that my string is all sticking on the inside there. You can see where I pressed it together, where the string is and where my banner is hanging down. So that's the first way we can do it. I'm going to show us a different way with this other guy here. If you want to let your whole circle hang down, and then we're just going to do the same exact thing, just fold over the very top so that the rest of your circle can hang down on your banner. Just like I did before, sticking my hemp cord or whatever string I have, and then folding that other piece of coffee filter over our string. And there you have a way to fold it in half and hang it, a way to have your whole circle showing. So I'm going to finish lacing this, gluing them, I guess, and then I will show you the finished product and where it's hung up in my classroom. Now I did like the half the half circle hanging over, so I'm going to do that one. Fold over and press together underneath that string. One last one. All right, guys, well, that's it for today. I'm glad you stuck with me for both of our art projects. I would be so happy to see where you have hung your rainbow banner and your wind tunnels from yesterday. I would be so happy to see some drawings, sketchings, coloring, anything from this week that you have been doing outside of class. I hope that you have enjoyed my classes here, and I will see you again tomorrow.